that is in this world today. And so let's begin by having you talk something like a definition of the word relationship.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here again. Good evening, listeners, and welcome. When we talk about relationship, we talk within the concept of marriage or context of marriage.
Okay.
And you would find that God himself is the one that instituted marriage, and right at the outset he said that it is not good for man to be alone. I will make him a helper or a companion suitable to him. So the bedrock of it all is companionship.
Companionship.
Yeah, that's it. And you can imagine how hopeless and helpless man was without a companion. And it took God, who knows the end from the beginning, to see that man would be unable to fulfill the purpose for which he made him the way he is. There needed to be something. Man has always been somehow deficient right from creation. When you read the creation narrative, you will find that at a stage when God formed man out of the clay, he had to breathe into his nostril to enable him become a living soul. And that's the first help he gave to man. And then secondly, he saw that man was not succeeding alone. He had to give him another help.
Okay.
Like they say, if you are a man and you are not married, you don't have a help, you're helpless. Okay. And then, along the line, he now began to give prophets, give, pastors, give people, and then gave his son Jesus Christ. And finally, even Jesus, before he left, breathed upon his disciples and said, receive the Holy Spirit. That's help. And all is to enable man fulfill destiny. And somewhere along the line, the Holy Spirit now comes and dwells in man. Now, when it comes to relationship, you would find out, like in our economy, present day situation in Nigeria, there are so much challenges outside. And if a man or a woman goes home to an acrimonious environment, that is suicide by installment. And you see the way people are dying this period. Now you see that we need to do something to enable families begin to enjoy their marriage. When it comes to the beauty of marriage, we have always said, see, God has good intentions in creating marriage. Very great intentions. And it has always been our joy at any given opportunity to let people understand God's concept of marriage. Because something inside me tells me that we are having so much erosions of the fabrics of marriage today because we are following our own concept. How lovely it will be for us all to go back and know God's concept of marriage and follow it.
All right, so there is God's concept of marriage, which can only be found in the Bible.
Yes.
The help of the Holy Spirit. But you know that I don't know if you can use this word. There's a lot of bastardization of the institution of marriage. You said that relationship hangs around marriage, but we have people in trying to get to that institution of marriage do a lot of things on the way, and so many things happen. So why?
Maybe it's just that we are trying to help ourselves instead of allowing God to help us. The God that have created us has purposes. And for every particular woman, there is a man.
Okay.
And you find out that he wants us to have godly children. That's what Malachi talks about. Now, whenever we enter into a relationship that is not ordained by God, it is bound to be fraught with so many problems like we are experiencing in most marriages today.
Okay. Now, we have this scenario where a man, stays with a woman in his own house or in the woman's house, but they live together. They are not married. They have the first child, they have the second, they have the third, they have the fourth, and they are still living together. And man of God, you are a minister of God. Some of them, many of them come to church. They come to church in one car as husband and wife and return in the same car, but they are not married. What's going on, sir?
That is...
and they hear your message.
You know, the problem here is that when we talk about kidnapping, this is the first definition of kidnapping. When you go to take another man's daughter and put in your house without paying the bride price and settling the family, you have kidnapped.
Some of them complain about money too.
I think we have dealt with issue of money in marriage here. Actually, the problem is that issues of marriage has nothing to do with money.
You want to explain that?
Now, you see, there is something said in Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 9, where it says it is better, two is better than one. He said, for they have a greater reward for their labor. Do you understand? Now, look at it very well. If a husband and his wife understand one another and dwell in love and peace with one another, a lot of things happen. Now, understand that life is in levels. Do you understand me? Life is in levels. And you'll find out that sometimes the person you call poor is having a quality life that the person you call rich may not be having. So you must be able to allow God to be God over your life. And that way you will be able to see things working out for you. It's not about us really, it's about God. I usually say that we enter into these problems when you have not reached and you want to get there, or you hang your clothes where your hand cannot reach. You begin to attempt things, maybe due to peer pressure and all of that. Maybe you feel that delay, you've been delayed and time is past. I used to say it. You see this thing we wear on our wrists called the time clock. It just matters to us. It matters not at all to God.
And in the realm of the spirit.
In the realm of the spirit, it's useless. It doesn't matter. It's the kairos, the appointed time. And when the appointed time comes, I tell you the truth, under God, you would not have lost anything. So it's better to wait on God. The problem is that many people don't understand God or the requirements of their God.
All right, so today I'd like you to pay some attention to those men and women who are living together without, giving on to Caesar what belongs to Caesar in terms of the family and solemnizing their relationship, but they are living together. Like I said, many come to church. Many come to church. Some of them are ushers, and all that. So let's look at them today. Where should they go to? What's the next step?
It's an error.
It's an error.
And the church condemns it. Any pastor or minister of God that condones that is living in error. It's a sin.
The pastor doesn't want to tell them so that they don't live in
anyway. I am one pastor that have called many people and said, don't do this. There was a particular man I know, he turned around and said, only you can say this. Because I told him, listen, you have to get married. You don't have to do this. Now, maybe circumstances may have led them into it. Maybe they agree that they are going to marry and all of that. But you see, from hindsight of experience, the best is to wait for that proper time. So what's the essence of pinching on a package that you're going to open?
No, but you see, we are talking about those who are already in a relationship, not formalized. They're already living. They have a child. They have 2 children. What should they do?
They should do the right thing. They should begin to go back and do the necessary thing. It's better, late than never. That's the thing. Because personally, I don't cry over spilled milk. I look for solutions. We have tried to help people. Like in the church, sometimes we do mass wedding. Sometimes we also do what we call vestry wedding. You don't need to block road. We make it easy for you. You will bless your marriage. In the Anglican communion, for instance, if you have had a child, what we do is to bless your marriage. We don't do the wedding as it is. You don't cover a veil, you don't wear white, you don't come separately, you walk into the church together and things like that. But beyond that, you still receive the blessings of the church and of the ministers of God. So, having said that, there is no two ways about it. Even them that are doing that know that something is wrong. The day you know that something is wrong, really, is when maybe the lady has a problem, let's say goes to deliver and dies, then you will know what you did to yourself. Because we've seen that happen. And that's when the whole family, now, you know, they said the madman on the road is owned by people.
Yeah.
That's when you see, and somehow you see the boy, it happened to a cousin of mine, you know. And when this lady died, the boy almost sold himself to be able to come out of it. So we don't pray for such to happen, but people can retrace their steps. If you have a pastor that is listening, you will be able to go to your pastor and say, this is what I want to do. There are easy ways. Things are negotiated.
So I wanted to talk about those, easy ways, because we know that there are, expensive weddings, all the clothing, all the decorations, all the canopies and all that. But what is the way? Because somebody's listening to us now.
Let me tell you something. I'm married to an Anna woman.
Okay.
And I'm an Igbo man.
Okay.
Now, in both cultures, you don't end marriage. You don't stop marriage.
You keep on.
You keep on. Because this thing happens in the family, you are invited as an in-law. This thing happens, you're invited. Do you understand? So marriage is a continuum until death do us part.
Okay.
So, and usually, I am yet to see any marriage ceremony that was stopped because they said there was no money. In many cultures, the union is fun. As long as you have an understanding, you can do the basic things. There are some basic things you are expected to do so that you own the process of that marriage. If you are able to do that, then all these other celebrations and all, you can put them off until when you are able. You don't need to borrow to wait. You don't need to steal to wait. All you just have to do is also go to the pastor, have an understanding with your pastor. Like I tell you, in the church you can wait people in the vestry. It's not until you block road. So we usually tell people, why don't you come do this right thing? It will help open doors for you. Then when you have made it, when you don't harm, as they say, you can block road. Do you understand? And do an anniversary. There's nothing wrong with that. That's now. It's better for you to know that if you are keeping somebody else's child, whether it is with her consent or not, you'll find out that you have offended the basic principles of marriage.
All right, and usually such men would not want another man to take their daughter and keep without seeing them. Without
but look
their
at
consent.
the traditions.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you have not done that, like pay the dowry, you cannot sit in any other ceremony where dowry is being paid? I don't know whether you understand what I mean.
Tradition.
The tradition, there are many things you cannot do, because I have had a situation where they said, oh, this woman died, they did not marry her properly, therefore the daughter cannot marry except they marry the woman that is dead properly. All these things are to tell you the importance of setting these things right.
And they are avoidable.
So, yeah, they are avoidable. So you can come maybe do things for the kindred, and you wait, take your wife. After a while, you do things for the mother. You come back after a while, do things for the father. Do you understand? The problem is when we just want to impress others. That's just where the problem comes.
So you had a big wedding.
If you had a big, and many big weddings don't survive it because of these pressures.
All right, if you just joined us, the program is The Good Life here on Memories 96.5 FM. You have Dr. John Uzoma is a priest of the Anglican Communion, and a very proud one at that, and of course a relationship marriage counselor. On this program we intend that he comes from time to time, if possible in every edition. So if you know him, you can put some money here and let him be always here with us on the program to talk about these things. They are very important. Sometimes in the church we don't have time to talk this one thing all the time. And so we have the opportunity on Memories 96.5 FM every Sunday. We pray that we can do that. I want to take a breather on the program. When we return, we'll give you opportunity. One or two persons can make a call. You can call us, and then you can speak with Dr. John Uzoma, Venerable Dr. John Uzoma, and ask him a question or two. But don't forget, we are streaming live on Facebook, Memories 96.5 FM. So we can continue after this. Let's take this breather. Please stay. somebody to call, but the number is 0803 085 7755. That number is 0803 085 7755, or you can call 0809 066 6909. That number is 0809 066 6909. You want to ask the gentleman, the minister of God, a question, he'll always be here, but today you can call in 0803 085 7755 or 0809 066 6909. Ask a question or make a comment. What can we do to come out of just staying together as husband and wife, but we are not husband and wife? So many disrespect and so many things happen. Especially, I think the women should be more concerned. Even the man should be more concerned about that situation. Who should be more worried, between the man and the woman, that you are staying with somebody you are not legally married to?
I think both should be worried.
Okay.
Yes, both should be worried, and both are usually worried. And when they quarrel, these things come up. And then you note also that many have gone ahead to fashion a form of collabo, so to say. You see them come to church and wed, and part of the reception is their traditional marriage.
That has been my I don't know what to say about that.
Okay, there is not, if both families agree.
Okay.
Usually they...
Okay, sir, just hold it up. Hello, and welcome to the program. Hello, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, welcome, sir.
Please, what's your name, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
We are hearing you, but what's your name, sir?
I take from I'm calling from Gwen.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Concerning this marriage issue, many of the pastors don't pay their rent. How would they preach? How would they tell the congregation? What would they say to the congregation? That's number one. Number two.
Okay.
Is it right for somebody from the same community to marry another person from another family?
From the same community?
Yes, different families. Is it right?
Okay. Usually, my brother, thank you. you say, thank you for calling in. Usually the joke is on the pastors these days. What some pastors do, is awful. Anyway, however, any pastor that is living with a woman that he is not properly married to is condemnable. It's wrong. He should set the example.
Okay.
Just like you rightly said, I wonder how that person can preach.
Okay.
Right. Now, having said that, every community have relations that they're not supposed to marry to.
Yeah.
So you find that usually before you get married, my brother, there is what is called investigation. You have to check the bloodline. If there is some affinity, that's some connection. It's not just about tradition. It will affect the child you produce.
Okay.
There are certain things that you will, pass that will be to the detriment of the child or the health of the child you produce.
Can somebody commit incest without knowing?
Yeah, a lot of people do it, sir. A lot of people commit incest.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So what happens here is that do an investigation.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's another call.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the program.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. Okay, I think we lost that call. So,
so you were talking about that arrangement where you do your wedding, then you do your reception as part of the tradition. That's the ceremonial aspect of the marriage.
Okay.
Note that immediately you do the dowry exchange, that negotiation you do family to family, that's the core marriage. Do you understand?
Okay.
And when that is done, every other thing is ceremony.
So what do they do at the traditional setting after church? I mean, they come, the wedding, your church, they go for traditional.
Yeah, after that is part of the reception. They want to celebrate, fulfill that feeling that, oh, we've done our traditional marriage, we've done our wedding. Many people don't, because like in my church, there are certain things you will not go there to do. Okay. You've already married, so you won't be going to search for your bride again.
Okay, sir, hold your thoughts. Hello and welcome to the program. Hello. Okay, we lost that again. Don't forget, you could always come along with us on Facebook. I mean, and then send your messages. We'll read in the next edition of the program. Yes, sir, you are talking.
Yeah, so it's just for them to fulfill all righteousness and have that feeling they've done it.
Okay.
So, but if it doesn't go down well with you, and maybe as a pastor,
okay,
then that's an issue.
Hello and welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Who is on the line? Sir? Your name is who? Anyeka. Okay, from Itinan. Okay. Yes, go on. What's your question?
I want to ask.
Hello? You see?
Tradition. That is number one. Wedding and hearing of prayer. That is number one. Number two. Is there a place in the Bible that God says somebody should marry somebody or capture somebody's daughter and keep in his house
Okay.
for so many years? From there, children start coming before marriage.
Okay, you're asking, is there a Bible portion? Or is it in the Bible? Okay, you're asking, is it in the Bible? Please, you can come again. I want to get you clearly.
I'm asking
Okay.
if wedding is our African tradition or is European tradition.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay, let me take that. There's another question coming in.
Is there another question?
I call her.
So, is it proper for somebody to keep somebody's daughter in his house to think that you will marry her
Okay.
for so many years, and from there, children will start coming?
Okay.
Is it proper?
Thank you so much.
I guess we'll answer.
Yeah, thank you. I think we've got your question now. We have already said that is not proper.
That's not proper.
And we have tried to proffer solutions to that. It's not a proper thing to do. And see, the traditional marriage is what is also recognized in the Bible.
Okay.
But you have, as a Christian now, to come before God, so to say, and before the congregation, for to be prayed for and for your marriage to be blessed. Then we have built our doctrines and liturgies around that. So if there's no place it says in the Bible you must wait as we do this holy matrimony. There's no place in the Bible it says that. But immediately both families agree and they exchange dowries and bride price. That is the marriage that is recognized. But also we go ahead to go to the local government marriage registries and all of that. And there are different layers or levels of marriage. You see, I did the first one. Then I did the court marriage. Then I did the traditional marriage, and I did the wedding. All those things are societal requirements. And sometimes it gives you the leverage when you pray. Yeah, it gives you the local standing. You can say to God, this is my lovely wedded wife. I wedded her in this way, you did this. This is my own. Do you understand? It gives the man the boldness to say, listen, we are now husband and wife. We talked about relationship earlier, which is actually the thing that is missing in most marriages. And remember, I used to say it's better you marry somebody you love. But when a particular person in a marriage is always saying I, this is I, then you know that there's a problem. When you get married, the relationship now turns to we. It's a joy hour. You do understand? But in the family we always say this we. But when Madame drives and the car has problem, she will park park the car and then call you darling, you say your car.
Your car.
you know. So when it is working well, it is our car. But when there's any problem, when you see your car stop, and I'll just tell her, okay, can you just leave it there and come home and find a way to retrieve my car? So that's the beauty of marriage, really.
Right, okay, so sir, we want to go, but I want to give you some 30 seconds for you to talk to those. Okay, we have a call. Let's take that. Hello, welcome to the program. Hello. Hello. Okay, please do well to call in the next edition. We'll try and bring Dr. John Zoma here. So, some 30 seconds. Talk to people living together illegally.
You know, this is not acceptable.
It's not.
And this is not who we are. It cheapens the relationship.
Okay.
It makes nonsense of the marriage. And I hate to hear people say, oh, in Akwa Ibom State it is like that. You don't know. It's not the. I've lived here for 36 years now. I can tell you this is not the tradition of the people. So because there's a deviation, please don't settle on that deviation.
All right.
Go to your prospective father-in-law.
Okay.
Talk to him. See, Daddy, I can't do this, I can't do that. Usually the man will say, my son, what can you do? You know, forget it, there are some people who are not very understanding. And I pray you don't enter into such hands, you know, who believe that their child is a source of income and therefore they must make money from. That's an error.
Right,
that's an error.
Okay,
see, there is a tomorrow. The man that does not have money today may become a millionaire tomorrow. Time may fail me to tell you stories. People that were rejected because they didn't have money. But before you know, somebody that nobody can, do without. So that the man doesn't have money today does not mean he won't have money tomorrow. So let's get it right. It's not wrong to start small, but we must start properly.
All right, and that's about where we can leave the program for today. So thank you for coming on this program today.
The pleasure.
We expect you in the next edition.
By God's grace.
And you, the listener, thank you for being a part of the program. But you can continue with me. You can call or send a message to me on 0806 444 1212. That number is 0806 444 1212. My email address is akpabiojoshua655@gmail.com. That's akpabiojoshua655@gmail.com. My name is Joshua Akpabio. I want to thank MC and me for giving us all the right things and making us come out well. God bless you, sir. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Akwa Ibom State. Good night.